On this episode of the Best of Bias podcast, you got your boys, episode 180, 198. You know what we're here to do. We're here to talk some bias. We're here to talk some sports, and we're here to talk some pop culture. So let's get right into it. Got a lot to talk about today in a little bit of time. So let's get right to it. It's a Saturday episode of the Best of Bias podcast. Where that theme song at? Right to the point. Yeah.
It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to Unitas. It's the best of bias. Your best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias.
What's up, everybody? Welcome in. Saturday edition of the Best of Bias podcast. I know I said I was going to do it for a Friday release, but the Nuggets came back from All-Star break and they played a Thursday basketball game at the 7 o'clock time I usually record, so I had to push it back a day. Hope y'all not too mad at me. And they play again today, so I got the game on right here, so I'm keeping y'all informed while I'm staying informed myself. Can I help y'all with that? You feel me? You know, it's an NBA push that I'll talk about real soon here that I got to pay attention to. About 25 to 30 games left, so we got a strong push, 4th seed right now, but again, we'll get into that when the time calls for it. But firstly, let me say hi to y'all. What's up, man? I am happy to see all you guys back Saturday morning, Saturday evening, whenever you listen to this, whatever day it is. I'm just happy you press play. I like to say, as always, another podcast, so many podcasts in the world, but I'm glad you can be here today with me to talk a little bit of bias, talk a little bit of sports, pop culture, and whatever they talking about right now. We're gonna bring it to the news, we're gonna bring it to the table, and we're gonna try to chop it up. You know what I'm saying? Can I do that for y'all this Saturday? We all woke up this morning. Let's thank the Lord above one time, and let's just get right into it. Yeah, it's the Best of Bias podcast. New listeners, I basically explained what the podcast is just a couple of seconds ago. If you're coming back for another pod, your second pod, third pod, fifth pod, 50th pod, welcome back, family. You know who you are, the Best of Bias family. If you listen to one podcast, you part of the family. Listen to 2 podcasts, you part of the family. It don't matter how long you've been a member of the Best of Bias podcast. I will always respect and pay homage and give back to those who give to me. You know what I'm saying? I try to provide y'all with the best pop culture and sports knowledge from the last 2 weeks. Anything that everybody's talking about, we try to bring it to the table. You know what I'm saying? That new listener, I just rehashed it again for y'all. But let's get right into it. There's some stuff that went on last week that I want to get to before it gets a little too old and crusty. You feel me? We had All-Star Weekend. I previewed that last week, and we had some of the games, man. Though kind of underwhelming, I'm not going to spend too much time on it because, man, we need to revamp this All-Star Weekend, bro. I don't know. Firstly, we have to stop picking very obscure places to host them. I get it. You don't want people to get in too much trouble mid-season. You don't want people doing some shit, nobody getting hurt, not too big of a party place because shit can happen during All-Star Weekend. I get it. But stop putting us in the very cold places in the middle of winter. You know what I'm saying? Well, not really winter. Winter going into spring. You know what I'm saying? Like Indianapolis. Shout out Chicago. We love Chicago, but in the winter, though, it might be cold all the time. But let's get a little better time of the year to where we can go out there and enjoy it. I know they're trying to put some restrictions and put it in obscure places, so again, people don't get in trouble and stuff. But firstly, make it somewhere that people want to show up. We like the stars. We like the people playing in the celebrity games. We like the people to come out and help people with the dunk contest. We like the people that come and guest speak during the events. We like it all. So for us to have nice places where people actually want to come to, that would be one thing. And then also, I mean, 3-point contest was good. We had a bunch of shooters in there. I went over those last time I was here. You had Malik Beasley, Jalen Brunson, Donovan Mitchell, Dame Lillard, Karl Anthony Towns, Tyrese Halliburton, to name a whole bunch. You know, the 3-point contest is usually star-studded and everybody comes out there and wants to, prove they can shoot. Even though some people don't need to be in the 3-point contest, they fill it up quite nicely with the all-star talent. You know what I mean? But the dunk contest leaves a little to be, leaves more to be wanted. You know what I'm saying? I forget how the saying goes. Don't make fun of me. But yeah, the 3-point contest was cool. Though it was kind of weird. My thing is I used to like when the 3-point contest went 3 rounds. You had 3 rounds to get it done. The last three make it and they shoot it out. This one only went 2 rounds. Everybody kind of tied at 26, like four people tied at 26. So they had a shoot off to see who makes the final. So it was only four people shooting in the second round, essentially. And then the last round, it was I think it was Dame Lillard versus who was it last? I think it was Tyrese Halliburton, if I'm not mistaken. That's who he went against. And Dame Lillard smacked that. In the dunk contest, man, I don't know what we need to do the dunk contest. Stephen A. Smith had a good idea for the dunk contest. Go around the world. He said he'll put his money up for it. Go around the world, find the best dunkers all around the world, bring them to the NBA dunk contest during All-Star weekend, and have the players, that are, in the NBA sponsor these players to help these basketball players, these dunkers from around the world get to the event and kind of show up and show out. Give more of a product for the people. Because all the shit that they be doing right now, one, a lot of the dunks be super normal. Two, a lot of the stars don't like to participate, so we get a bunch of like people we haven't heard of, the Mac McClungs of the world, the Jacoby Toppins of the world, and stars are scared to participate. Stephen A. again wants to blame it on LeBron James for him never stepping in. It stopped the stars from wanting to participate and kind of looking at it or even considering it. We used to have a bunch of stars actually participating and having it loaded, to see who's the best dunker. But now it seems like the stars are too embarrassed. They're too scared to have a not good showing, and kind of, people look at them kind of funny and talk shit about them for not winning the dunk contest. So people kind of opt out. So and also the judges they get. I get it. The judges, you want to get prominent NBA players, with some history that people know. But yeah, this year, they didn't do a good job of keeping people relevant to keep the crowd enthused. It seems like when they announced all the people that were judging the dunk contest, they got no cheers at all. And that reflected in the scores they gave everybody. You had people like Jacoby Toppin doing a crazy first dunk that they didn't give no credit to. They gave Jaylen Brown all the credit for these dunks that he did half-assed. He tried to cover his eyes in the dunk after he jumped over Kai Cenat, who's sitting down. He's already like 4'6", and you jump over sitting down Kai Cenat. What? That's like 3 feet tall. Like, what are you doing? And then he didn't even cover his eyes on time. Like, come on, Jaylen. And they took him to the final round against Mac McClung, who's out here dunking for his life. And these old ass judges don't even give him no points, man. We need to revamp it all. If you want to get all these celebrities and stuff involved and these social media people that everybody likes to be at these contests, be participating in celebrity games, you should let them be the judge of the dunk contest too. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be an aficionado of basketball to be a dunk contest judge. That's kind of stupid. And they'll kind of like get the people to the final round that actually need to be there. So yeah, let's change that. Mac McClung actually won back-to-back, actually, held defended his title. His dunks he was doing was great, but the judges didn't give no Fs about it, didn't even react or nothing to it, which was stupid. Yeah, there's only so many times we can see people dunk over Shaq. There's only so many times we can see people jump over one person and do a behind the back dunk. We want to see some real shit. You know what I'm saying? Bring these college dunkers in here. Bring these dunkers that be outside on social media out here to dunk. Like, what are y'all scared of? You know what I'm saying? Have it a side competition if you don't want to completely eliminate the back. NBA players don't want to do it. You know what I mean? In the All-Star game, man, let's start with the skills challenges. There's not really much to say about the skills challenges. The skills challenges are really ridiculous and they're stupid. The players don't take it serious, especially the young players that they try to throw in these events. So I think it's just, again, probably put the celebrities in the skills challenge as well. I'll probably get more viewers to that. It was just really ridiculous how these NBA players get voted to this stuff. And, I mean, a lot of players want to be all-stars and I really would love to be in the event. But for people to go out there and not really take it seriously is kind of crazy. And the skills competition, I guess I understand from the younger guys who are just getting the first time on the big stage and they're too cool for school. You're not really getting paid for the all-star events or nothing like that. It's just kind of for recognition. But Jesus Christ, man, just show a little effort. I don't know. They changed it all up. They don't go the right ways around the mannequins. They don't run for real. It's just all ridiculous. In the All-Star game itself as well, nobody takes it serious. They try to go back to the regular format where it's East versus West this time. No drafts, no picking teams or nothing like that, mixing up East and West. It's just kind of stupid. the West team was super stacked and should have just blown out the East team, but they didn't try at all. The East guards were just trying to go off, shooting it from half court, doing everything they could to try to win the game, and they did. And they did, you know what I'm saying? They did handily. I think the scores were like in the 200s. Like no defense was being played as expected from the All-Star game, but I mean, all these changes being made in season tournaments, having the players play a certain amount of games, they're going to have a little resistance. And I think the All Star game was their perfect way to be like, all right, you want us to play all these games in the regular season, now we're going to half-ass for the All Star game and put a bad product out there. I'm sure Adam Silver was pissed off about that. But also, man, the celebrity game. Get some celebrities that people care about. Like I used to love to watch a celebrity game for all the celebrities that were going to be in it, the celebrity hoopers that could actually ball. I don't know what the Ruffles thing was with Chris Brown. He was supposed to be in the game, but Ruffles, I guess, told the NBA that they didn't want Chris Brown to participate at all. So they pulled his entry into the game, and he was pissed off about that, man. It's like, what's going on, man? Stop. I don't know. Sometimes when these companies and stuff make personal decisions that are just kind of out of spite, sometimes they miss out on a lot of opportunities. Like having Chris Brown in that celebrity game would have brought a lot of eyes. That boy balls. He's known for being one of the celebrities that plays the best in basketball. So I don't know. They just missed out there. He has a number of fans. He has a fan base. It just seems like the world is still trying to blackball him. I know I had a topic on this a couple of weeks ago when it came to awards and award shows and stuff and having Chris Brown perform at award shows. But at a certain point, we got to ask, like, when can we separate stuff that happened outside of music and the actual art and what this artist can bring to the table? I know that kind of sounds bad, but I think he was like really young, 19 years old when this happened. Both people moved on. They're friends now, but it just seems like the big business won't let it go. I'm sure it's something, and me personally, I think it's something that's definitely hard to let go. I'm not trying to brush it under the table by any means, but it's like a lot of other people were able to have other endeavors, successful futures after having situations like this happen. It just kind of depends on who it is that's doing it and who it's happening to. For Chris Brown to do that to Rihanna, I guess they're taking, and who Rihanna is now. It just seems like companies around the world are like, nah, we're not going to ever forgive him for this. We're not going to have any opportunity. We're not going to work with him at all in any circumstance. It's just kind of wild because if it's really about the fans, you know what I mean? You don't want to give bad PR by employing him, and it just kind of messes up your business. I think if you decide to try to move forward and try to work with them a little bit, I'm sure you'll see a big influx of cash, influx of money. I know money is not everything. Morals are held high, but when has that ever been something for big business? Morals? Like, come on now, bro. It is kind of ridiculous. I think as he gets older and as these opportunities pass, you're not only depriving him of opportunities, you're depriving the people of seeing stuff that's iconic. The closest thing I think personally dancing and entertaining to Michael Jackson is Chris Brown. Michael Jackson had his controversy himself, and people still love him to the moon and back, and he can do no wrong. I just kind of feel like we should kind of try to like give him a chance. Let's hear from him. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not gonna give people chances to grow. You glorify people that cheat on their wives and stuff and then come back and make a comeback. Like I know domestic violence is a lot different, but I mean, if you see if both sides have healed, both sides have mended fences, you see growth in both people in a certain way. I just feel like just do it for the people. You know what I'm saying? And to play with him like that mentally, like you never know how that actually had an effect on him as well. Mentally after doing what he did, maybe he just kind of like went to like shock as to like, oh, the world's against me. What I did, I wasn't really in the right state of mind to do what I did. And people just kind of think he did something and he didn't learn from it and he didn't have any self-regret or it didn't eat him up inside for what he did. He just did what he did and he thought it was perfectly okay to do it. And now that he's still kind of successful and making money, that he hasn't learned anything. That's not very fair. You shouldn't have to wait for somebody to hit rock bottom to think that they learned a lesson. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's kind of fishy. I'm kind of getting off topic, but it's kind of messed up, man. Let this man ball. This is something he does. If you want to get people to be interested in your product, get people that can make your product better. And they're right around the corner. One phone call away. I mean, you're pulling out all the stops. You're doing everything to try to get publicity. Stephen A, 50 Cent, Lil Wayne as coaches. Like I don't know, man. It's just wild. Um, but All-Star Weekend was cool, man. I just wish that they would just do a little bit better of trying to make the stuff interesting. Over the past years, it's lost its luster, and I just thought that with all the stuff that Adam Silver is doing right now to make the league better, this should be a key point of something that they do to make the league better. Money is everything in these sports leagues for everyone and all these commissioners. So this one thing, All-Star Weekend, should and the Pro Bowl too. They both have these problems. It shouldn't. I don't know. They need to figure. I don't know if they need to move it to a different part of the year or what, but somehow they need to make that better. You know what I'm saying? But checking in with the NBA now, a couple of games have been played since All-Star break returned. Um, yeah, everybody, it's kind of getting back started. A lot of the teams that were kind of fighting for and jockeying for position before All-Star weekend kind of hit. Lakers, Warriors, Dallas, Phoenix Suns, they're all jostling for position down there in the bottom of the Western bracket. You already know how I start with the Western Conference first because that's what I pay the most attention to. Up top, we still got Minnesota, OKC, and the Clippers kind of running things over there. I'm not even going to lie. It just seems like the competition that they're playing in the right times is just keeping them up top in the 1 and 2 seeds. But me personally, I kind of already can see what's going to happen with those guys. They're going to get that same treatment that the Memphis Grizzlies and the Sacramento Kings got. The young teams that did really good throughout the regular season were sprinting through it, putting everything to put the best foot forward. I'm not gonna, front on that. They're putting their best foot forward, but they're all gas, no breaks throughout the regular season. They're not kind of like, seeing any adversity. And then once the playoffs hit and you have to deal with somebody that comes out to play in, like maybe the Lakers or the Warriors in the first round, that could just push all that shit you guys played for in the first season to the side because you're playing against somebody that's experienced and battle tested in the playoffs, and this is your first year here, and you don't know if you're ready for that. And I mean, the ability is there, physical ability, but it's all mental. Then once you get to the playoffs, it's like, damn, we made it here. We worked so hard for this, either home court or non-home court, just being here in the playoffs. Now we got to prove that we belong here and win this best out of 7. So there's not going to be no one-off. You play one team one night, you get the best of them for playing all your might. You got to see that team 4 more times, 3 more times. You know what I mean? So it'll get a little tougher there. And I'm excited to see what that entails. But me personally, I'm going to talk about my Nuggets, man. We're still trying to get healthy. We coming off a 3-game losing streak, but we got the Wizards coming back off of All-Star break, which was a blessing because, man, them boys is trash. We were able to have Jokic, Nikola Jokic, you already know his name, set one of the highest, not really highest, but one of the more spectacular awards in NBA. It wasn't an award, but he had a triple-double against every team in the NBA. That's not the Nuggets, of course. I think it's only been done by 2 other players, Oscar Robinson and no, I think it was LeBron James and Russell Westbrook. Yeah, man. It's crazy to see him play. I think he had 21, 25, 21, 25, and 9 and 15 yesterday. With rebounds, points, and assists. It was just kind of crazy to see. He's just playing crazy, man. As long as our other team, people around him are healthy, the sky's the limit. Jamal, you know what I'm saying, coming off injury, had that hamstring at the beginning of the year, then he has that shin problem. Coming in this yesterday, did a good job, man. Hit 18 points, but in crunch time, he kind of turned the ball over a little bit. Had to sit him when it got a little closer than we wanted to get, but yeah, he'll be all right during playoffs. KCP coming back off that hamstring, had a little finger injury last game, but doing great. We whipped the mess out of the Wizards last game, won by about 25. Jokic not having to score hella points, but we had like 5 players in double digits, bench players scoring well. If Christian Brown, Peyton Watson, Zeke Naji, Reggie Jackson, all our bench players, if they show up in the playoffs and actually can contribute, we don't need everything from them, about 10, 12 points a game, some rebounds, and just let the starters do their thing. We can win a whole bunch of games in the playoffs. So I'm really excited to see what we do. I'm hoping the second round push or the second half of the season push, I guess, just bears the fruits of our labor, man. We're working hard to try to kind of stay up on top of the rankings to get home court in the playoffs against who we play first round. If we get first or second seed, I'm not mad at it. But 3 seed for me personally is what I'm kind of aiming for. Ultimately, I'm just trying to stay away from them Lakers and the Lakers and the Warriors matchup first round. That's not something I'm really interested in. But But yeah, and lastly in basketball, man, I'm hearing that LeBron James is 50-50 on a farewell tour. Come on, guys. Look me in my face and let me know that you don't think LeBron James is going to want a farewell tour during his last season in football or basketball, man. He gonna want probably a couple of farewell tours and a whole bunch of videos, man. A video from Cleveland, a video from Miami, a video from a video from LA, also a video from everybody he smacked over the years, a video from the Raptors, a video from Indiana. Every team that he owned their cookies, you know what I'm saying? you gotta have him a farewell video because he did you in. But I think he deserves it, man. I like LeBron a lot. I talk shit now because the little rivalry that he started with the Nuggets after last year. But I talk shit, but I love LeBron James, man. Everything that he stands for off the court, on the court as well. He can complain sometimes and shit like that, but I still like that he's a great ambassador. He had no scandals off the field. You can't really put any smut on his name. He's trying to do stuff off the court for the community. He's trying to diversify himself off the court as well by doing movies, acting. He got his homies on doing great things as agents and producers and managers and all that other shit, man. You can't get me to say nothing wrong about the guy. Off the basketball court, on the basketball court, he's amazing too. The records speak for themselves. The longevity speaks for itself. Outside the Nuggets players and maybe Allen Iverson, he's really up there for me. You know what I'm saying? So, dang, Michael Porter's getting off today. How much money points you got my boy got? That's a cover. Prize picks, baby. Michael Porter with a 22. 22 and 6 too. Ooh, we're at 6.5 on rebounds. It's in the second quarter too. Let's see, Mike. Okay, Mike. Okay, Mike. Sorry, guys. Okay. But yeah, LeBron's gonna have a farewell tour. I'm sure of it. He just likes to keep them guessing in the media. And at this point, man, 21 years, he has to be probably tired of the media. He probably playing mind games in the media all the time. But this one ain't gonna work, LeBron. You're gonna have a farewell tour, and we all know it. But that's the left of the NBA. Moving on, college football 25. Coming out this summer, man. I'm really excited about this. I don't know if I talked about this yet, but Brett, college football has been missed, man. Madden has been oversaturated, man. They just have all kinds of bullshit going on with that game. You have the fastest players. You can run streaks and score at any time you want. You have the best linebackers. You can jump 50 feet in the air, get interceptions. I'm ready for a new football game that gives us options to represent our college football teams. Man, there's a whole bunch of teams involved. 125 FBS schools are involved. They paid each player that's in the game for their likeness $600, and they gave them the game. They quote that this game is going to be nothing like Madden besides the systems you can play the game on. There's conference realignments. I spit all over this. Wow. Conference realignments. There's NILs. You can recruit players, and shit's gonna be amazing. I know the sky is the limit, and I just cannot wait to see what it does, man. I'm gonna pick Oregon. These recruits that we got. Oh man, this recruiting class is gonna make that team even better. I cannot wait to see, man. I already know our quarterback, Dylan Gabriel, is a 94. We got top quarterback in the game, bro. It's over with, man. I cannot wait to see how it goes, bro. Like the stats wise, the game makers themselves have a lot of work to do, and I'm ready to be impressed. I know this game has been in the works for a long time. I know my gamers out there are really ready for it. To stream this game. Who wants what, bro? I'm picking Oregon every game. Who needs to pick anybody else, bro? It's gonna be over with. Summer, I think, is coming out July of 2025, if I'm not mistaken. So get ready, man. The franchise mode, the creative player mode, franchise creative players is all gonna be different, man. I just cannot wait to play online with the homies. Hopefully it's cross-platform and we can really get it popping because I'm really excited to play this, man. I'm really excited. Gaming is going to a different level. I saw somebody playing on TikTok today on VR headsets Call of Duty. It wasn't Call of Duty, but it's a Call of Duty part, kind of like Call of Duty Fortnite cross kind of game. Dudes was building stuff like with the VR handsets and just kind of, bro. I'm not against it, bro. I think when these games really get to the VR headset, you're gonna see a lot of fit people. You think you're gonna see a bunch of fat people just kind of sitting around getting fat off of not being in society. I think there gonna be some really in shape people. It's gonna get people that don't like to exercise into moving their body and losing some weight. You know what I'm saying? You might be sitting there drinking energy drinks, eating while you play, but if you're in this VR stuff, you'll be so immersed that you're not even gonna realize that you're out here getting it in. I know the vests are out. I seen somebody actually. I know I was talking about it before, but I don't know if that actually existed anymore. But somebody was wearing the vest. The VR is gonna come. You're gonna be able to feel when you get shot. It's gonna be raw, bro. And I know I talk about this every episode. I know y'all probably tired of it, but hey, I actually got some more tech news coming right now. Moving into pop culture, but yeah, July this summer, 2025. If you want to smoke in NCAA football, actually, it's not even called NCAA. They said fuck NCAA. It's college football 25. So if you want smoking that PS5, Xbox, it don't matter. I got both of them. Switch, trying to get into that too. See me, bruh. See me. But anyways, moving on to pop culture, Neuralink patient successfully recovers. So I don't know if you guys were listening to this or know about this. Elon Musk is always on some other shit. He's always trying to take us above and beyond and be 16 years ahead of everybody. But sometimes it's like, bruh, I think you're doing a little much. I don't know if we need to go that hard and trying to do weird ass shit like going to the moon or electric cars that drive 260 miles per hour or inputting a chip in your brain where you can control computers and technology with your mind. Do we need that right now? Do we need it right? Like at this moment, do we really need it? You know what I'm saying? Because I think we're okay with iPhones and face scan, facial recognition, and VR, things that we can put on our head. But when you go towards putting things in our head, I already think we're being controlled and stuff and listened to, and the cookies and shit kind of guides us to the stuff that we're thinking and puts it on our phone screens anyway. I don't necessarily think we need to put chips in our head to make things easier than we already got it. That way, it just people hacking your brain. You think getting your computer hacked is one thing. Getting your brain and your memory and identity hacked is a whole nother thing. It just brings up so many flaws that I don't understand what the benefit of doing this thing is. What did the person get told to convince him to go ahead and just input this chip in their head? But anyways, I guess the patient made a full recovery recently, and he actually is able to move and control a mouse with his brain. See, that's something I couldn't just sign up for, and that minimal detail is what I get. Like what? I just recovered from brain surgery basically, and all I could do is move a mouse with my head. Is he really doing that? Or is he just making you think you're doing that? Or is he programming into his head that he thinks he's doing that and he's not really not doing that? Like, it's too much, bro. Elon, I love you, bro. Well, I can't say I love you because I don't really know much about you. I fuck with Teslas, but you know what I'm saying? After all these rebates on the Teslas and stuff, and people turning in all their Teslas, I'm like, man, I'm kind of getting steered away from electric, man. I fuck with you on Dogecoin too. When you were talking Dodge, whatever you want to call it, I fuck with you when you vouch for them. I got it on them, so I kind of fucks with you, Elon. So I don't know if I fuck with this 6 day type shit. Y'all seen that movie 6 Day with Arnold Schwarzenegger when they cloned, bruh? They thought he was going in for some shit and he got cloned. Yeah, man, I don't know. I want all my good ideas to stay to me. I ain't trying to get brain wiped by Elon Musk, dog. But if you're down for some shit like that, let me know how much they need to pay you for you to be able to do that shit to you, man. Neuralink, that's too much. That's some what's that movie with Colin Farrell and what's the I think the remake was done by Total Recall. Yeah. They're gonna block your brain so you don't remember who you really are. And then one day you're gonna fucking get unlocked and they're gonna tell you you're gonna be like a secret agent and shit and really kill people for real. And then you don't remember that because they neuralinked you to the fact where you ain't doing shit no more. You baking cakes in the kitchen and working for Guy Fieri because you know your brain is blocked from being who you really are. You feel me? I don't know what I'm talking about right now, but it sounds good, don't it? But yeah, Neuralinks, weird. Next topic. This one I'm definitely gonna do dual cameras for. Sorry guys, this might take me a little bit, but I'm for sure doing dual cameras for this, bro. New. Oh, I don't like that. I don't like it at all. I don't like it. Oh, sorry about that. I'm doing dual cameras. My bad. I always kind of like. Oh wait, I'm not even supposed to be in here. So, anyways, let me just get down with the get down real quick. So, I'm gonna talk about the shoe game in general. The shoe game in general, like. Are you one of the ones that need the shoes upon release? That used to wait in line for shit? That used to, oh, excuse me, let me fix this a little bit. That used to, well, still right now goes on StockX or waits online sneakers app to try to get shoes or spend over the amount of money you thought you should have on these shoes. It happens to all of us. It has happened to all of us, and I just want to be clear. These apps be gouging people. These bots be gouging people. And I just don't understand what really be going on. But right now, in the news, there's a news cycle going on that people are saying the resellers market is dead. It needs to be dead. They're complaining about the overstocking of shoes that everybody wants in these stores, and it's killing small businesses that are reselling these shoes for higher amounts and gouging people and making people spend half their rent on a pair of Kobe's. How is that a bad thing? You're telling me that resellers that charge $200 over the value of these shoes are somebody that we should care about losing money? No, we want to be able to walk in the store, ask for our size, and pick that thing up. We're tired of every time we go to the mall or to the shoe store to try to get a shoe, they're like, "No, we ain't got your size. We only have one size of it, and we just sold it." Like, bro, why? Why do you only have one size of your shoe? You should have millions of these. Like, don't you want to make money? Like, I used to work at Foot Locker myself, and let me tell you a little secret, man. These shoes are already gone as soon as you walk in the door to go pick them up or even think about picking them up. Like raffles, I think are nonsense. They people play favorites. If you are calling in and people are calling in to see if you want a raffle or people are calling you back for a raffle, they already picked their homies. I'm gonna tell you that right now. And half the store, well, usually the manager only gets the shoes and one more employee. So it's tough for them to get the shoes too. So they're gonna do whatever they can to try to hold that for themselves. And then outside of that, these real resellers don't care. If they buy a shoe for $250, they're trying to squeeze any profit they can out of it. You know what I mean? So they'll charge you $400, $300 just to make $100 on top of the price that he paid for the shoe just to make it worth it. It's just crazy. And it shouldn't be like that. You shouldn't have the benefit of buying up the whole stock of a shoe that everybody wants just for the purpose of reselling it to that person that wants the shoe for $200 more. That's the craziest shit I've ever seen. And I think that market deserves to die. Pause. I pause. I don't know why I paused that, but I don't want nobody to die, but that market needs to die. Let me turn this off real quick. It's just really, really wild to me how they expect us to be like, oh man, let's worry about small businesses in this aspect. No, no, bro. I am buying and seeing people going to these consignment stores and sign or buy essential hoodies that are $100 for $200. They're buying stuff double the price just because it's not accessible in regular stores and these people have access to it. They have a plug in these stores where they can get hella pairs. They want to sell it back to the population, try to do them a favor, give them access to the shoe, but charge $150 to $200 more. It's just nuts. Big outs, shouts out to you. And I hope you make all the money you can. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't afford that. And it's like a niche thing that people are doing, because if everybody could do it, everybody would be doing it. But at this point, it's just fucking wild. And I'm happy. Maybe they'll learn that if they put more shoes in the store, less people will get robbed for shoes, less people will try to steal the shoes. The hype for shoes will calm down, but it'll calm down in a positive way. Everybody will know that they walk in, they can get the shoe, they'll spend their money. They're trying to give it to you. They're trying to give it to you. So it is not beneficial for you to have 5 pairs of shoes in the store. That's just causing problems for everybody. You're going to get bitched at by everybody trying to come in and get the shoe. They're going to already automatically assume that you got them all or you gave them to your friends. And if people don't get them, they're going to be sitting outside waiting for people that walk out with them to try to buy it from them, try to steal it from them. Just give everybody a pair. I know you have 5 or 6 pairs of 10s back there. Go get you 10 pairs of fucking 12s, 10 pairs of 8s, 10 pairs of 9s. Stay stocked up. And if you run out, send the stores more. You have more. You make them for $3. What is the problem? It's like for a while, it seems like the companies were feeding the resellers market by making it hella easy for them to buy all the shoes and make it super exclusive for everybody. How does that even help the business? How does that? I mean, I get it. One person is buying all of them, so you're still making your money either way. But won't it be more publicity for hella people to have the shoe to make them see like, oh, I see the shoe out there that everybody that has. I want that shoe too. Let me go to the store and it's available. I get it. Exclusivity is cool. You know what I'm saying? Make it a limited brand. Have it to where, okay, at this point, we're out of this shoe and we're going to stop selling it. Make that public. Okay, we're going to have this shoe until this time. Okay. Like, and then take it off the shelves. You ain't got to have it forever. If you have extra pairs, still sell them, but you don't have to have them at that price point, or at that availability forever. There's ways to make it to where, I don't know. I can go on forever and ever because I did work at Foot Locker for about like 3 years and retail for like 5. So Shit, shit is just wild. I don't want to give up too many of their secrets, but it's a crazy industry, and I'm happy that resellers market is actually falling apart because, man, maybe we can get some shoes now. Maybe we can all enjoy some nice things and not select people that have their mommy or daddy's money or came up some way that everybody else can't come out up and gets all the shoes and then sells them back to the public for $1,000. Like, come on, bro. Come on, bro. Again, no offense to everybody that's in the resellers market. I hope you make your money and can get it. If you're a hustler, be the survival of the fittest. But I'm not mad at being able to get shoes as a shoe connoisseur myself, and that's taking a lot of L's on the sneakers app. And I had to run to somebody to try to buy the shit for over 150 retail, over 150 more dollars than it was. And plus the shipping, bro. Them motherfuckers better do my homework, do my taxes, go to work for me and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? But I digress. Next, I want to talk a little bit about the challenge before we get out of pop culture. Challenge season 39 just ended. I did talk a little bit about it during the season, but again, this is where I usually do the reviews with Ashwash and V-Rons and stuff like that. But yeah, man, the challenge is over. Season 39 just ended. The finale, I think I talked about the half finale to where I think I talked about what's his name? Jay and Michelle being eliminated, but we did get to the final, and the final run of the final happened. First place, Emmanuel came in first place. Second place, Nuris came in second place. And third place, Colleen got. It was a cool little final, man. It's just I really have a lot of gripes about this season. I talked a little bit about them before. It's just this season was a little boring to me, and they let the bullies get away well, a lot more than they should have. It reminded me a lot of Netflix's Outlast. You had some people that were in the show, made it hella far in the show, talking shit and just sabotaging people's camps and just being horrible people. But you know, in the show that there's no way that they're gonna award this or reward this type of behavior. And these people that shitted on everybody and did stuff wrong to people this whole show, they're not gonna prevail. There's no way. That's kind of how I felt about Jay, Michelle, and everybody that was in the game, kind of just running the alliances, taking advantage of the new people that were from a different country. Didn't really play the challenge USA that much, and they just took advantage of the numbers and the politics, and were able to just one by one pick people off and not have to go into elimination or really get their hands dirty as far as like being scared or even being shaken about going down or facing elimination at any point. So I thought it was kind of lame that it went that way. And it was like 18 episodes for it to go that way for like 15 of the 18. I'm like, damn, bro, what's going on? And something's got to give. Again, I'm not too fond of them not going to elimination against each other. That kind of takes away the point of putting two people down in the pit. It makes it seem like, okay, we don't like these two people, but one of them is going home. Like, it's not the same as, okay, they're going against each other. So one's going to eliminate the other one. The sting is not going to be there because one's automatically going to come back in the house and going to be giving you hell regardless. And they had the challengers from the old shows come back and play the challengers that are in the show now for money, which didn't really make sense. Have the vets that are everybody knows come into the show and make the show better. Make it so the people that haven't been in there for like 2 seconds just run the house and bully everybody the whole way. But in the finale, again, those two people that bullied everybody were eliminated before the finale even happened. During the finale, it was basically everybody that was doing the dirty work for the two people that were running the alliances, the girl side, Michelle, and the guy side, Jay. But it was interesting, man. I really want them to bring back the physical stuff. I know they try to make it so they don't have to make a girl winner and a guy winner. I get that. They just want to have one prize pot and have everybody going against each other. That's why they bring in the puzzles and stuff like that and try to incorporate the survival type of games, the survivor type of games. Like, you'll have to do something physical, but then at the end of that, you'll have to do a puzzle. And in the puzzle, if you're not super physical, the puzzle you can catch up and still have a chance to win. Unlike back in the previous seasons of the challenge, it's like if you ain't physical and you have a physical challenge, you're gonna lose. If you're not smart and you go into a puzzle challenge, you're gonna lose. They did a good job of incorporating both, but I'm not too sure I'm fond of that because then you have challenges with people that should win based on their abilities, but then they get they get thrown off by the puzzle. And it's not me personally. When it's a puzzle, I guess if you give them the same puzzle, it's competing against the person. But it's like, damn, bro, like, if it's not physical, if you can't go girl against guy, just like think of something creative to where it doesn't put the person that is physical at a super disadvantage. I don't know. It just seems like they I guess it has to be even playing field and they don't have enough characters or contestants anymore that want to participate from the guy and girl each time. But just a couple of gripes, man. The ending challenge was just like the eliminations they would do towards the end of the show, which I thought was kind of stupid. The obstacles they put in the final finale were more so annoying than actually hard. The puzzles they had to do were hard, but the obstacles they had to jump all over to get to each one was kind of stupid. I also thought it was dumb how they layered out the money this time. First, second, and third place came back. I don't know why they did that. They should have do first place. Um, a lot of gripes, but season 39 is in the books. I'm hoping that they come with season 40 with the regular challengers, and we can see some cool shit with the people we're used to. I understand they're trying to get these guys that are new, these guys and girls that are new to come in and try to earn their stripes. So when it comes to challenges and all stars and stuff with people that have won, they can get put into there and they can have a whole bunch of contestants that are new from different places and people that we can get used to. But I don't think they should do a challenge like this again. I think we need a rivals, bad blood, bloodlines. We need something like that to get new people in. Keep doing it like that because I think they're going to lose a lot of luster, even though these shows are all they really have on MTV right now, and they're kind of holding the water for MTV. I think they should just change it up a little bit. Don't go away from what's been making the money. Have people that go into eliminations get immunity from the next one because seeing the same people go every time was really annoying. And we should give TJ Powder intervene more. I mean, you can tell the producers make everything that TJ does happen, but come on, bro. Have him step in and be like, no, you can't have the same person in every time. Like the politics may be as they may, but bring back the little balls where you have to vote. Like this elimination and the deliberations were not it. I love the challenge, and I'm excited to see what they got coming up next. You know what I'm saying? And again, big ups to Nelson, man, because it breaks my heart to hear about the amputation and stuff like that. But I'm ready to see what's going on next. And I guess while we wait, we can wait for this, get ready for the Survivor season 46. I think it starts on Wednesday. So I'm gonna start talking about that again if you guys don't mind. You feel me? Survivor's coming back. And I like Survivor just for the aspect it's really social. The social games is kind of crazy, and you never know what's really gonna happen. And they be pumping out seasons like crazy because they're in Fiji. They can just use the island. They probably bought that island in Fiji that they play on, and they just keep it lit and just do season after season after season. So I fuck with that big time. Uh, moving into some pop culture, or no, we're already in pop culture. So moving into some cinema corner. Official cast for Fantastic Four has been announced, man. I know there's been a couple announcements here and there, just kind of trickle down, and some rumors of people that were going to be in each role, but we actually got some official casting now. Reed Richards is going to be Pedro Pascal, of course. We've seen him in everything, Mandalorian, Last of Us. He's in everything. Sue Storm is going to be Vanessa Kirby. You saw her most recently in Hobbs and Shaw, Mission Impossible, British girl, British woman. Going to do a good job of Sue Storm. I like her. Johnny Storm is going to be Joseph Quinn. You remember him as Eddie from Stranger Things, the most recent episode, season 4. Everybody loved him. I know his Funko Pop went crazy. So having him as Johnny Storm, people are probably going to love that. And then Ben Grimm is going to be Edmund Moss Backrack. Edmund Moss Backrack. He's most famously known for he was in The Bear. He was the cousin that was just an asshole all the time and eventually became into the lovable asshole. He was also in, I believe, what was that Star Wars show? The espionage one, I forgot. Andor. He was in Andor as well. So I think they did a good job of getting some well-known actors in this to bring in their individual fan bases to be interested in the movie. It's interesting that these guys are a little bit older and not starting young to be like a young Fantastic Four, but I'm sure there's a lot of shit that they can do to explain why they're old. Maybe they come from an alternate universe and they're old there. We saw in that little cover art of the little snippet of the Fantastic Four was kind of like 60s. They saw the magazine the thing was reading was Nixon as president. So I don't know if they're going to be set in the 60s, come into an alternate reality, or come into the, to fold during Secret Wars into the current time, and they're kind of like 60s based. I don't know, but it's going to leave a lot to the imagination. I'm excited for that. I think it's coming out next year in 2025 during the summer as well. They pushed that back and moved up Thunderbolts, so we'll see that. I think at the same time as this coming out like the summer of 2025, we'll also have the Superman movie and a new Jurassic Park movie. So summer of 2025, the blockbusters are coming in full force, and you'll be ready for that. And also, I think they did decide on changing back Silver Surfer to a man character. There was rumors there was going to be a woman character, but I think they are going to stick with it being a male. There's still opportunity for Keanu Reeves to play Silver Surfer. You know what I mean? There was rumors of that, so they did move Surfer back to being a male. I think they were getting a lot of gripe for that. And I think the way that they're doing it with Secret Wars and Deadpool and all that, with all the cameos and big actors and stuff that they're trying to change for phase 6 and 7, I think it is a good opportunity for you know, Keanu Reeves, even though, he can just be the voice because you know how he is like a celestial being and super silver, obviously Silver Surfer, but he's bald and shit. So you don't actually have to have, Keanu be there. You can just have his face and likeness and he'll be raw. Um, let's see. Avengers 5 changes his name. I think we all knew this as well. Just a little Marvel and superhero movies updates for you. But Kang the 5 changes his name, of course, with my guy Jonathan Majors being kicked off the set, not kicked off the set, but kicked out of the fold for being Kang. Yeah, he beat his. Oh, I don't know if he beat his case necessarily. He got charged in his case, and he's got probation for his role in the domestic disturbance that him and his girl had. But then there's two more stories, two other women coming out saying that he was abusive towards them too. So I guess there's no reconciliation happening. The ABC thing that he did, the interview and his thing, I guess didn't really help. He is out as Kang, and they're changing the whole name of the next Avengers movie. Avengers 5 is going to be changed. But I just kind of feel like with a lot of the stuff that they're doing now, setting up with Fantastic Four and a lot of the stuff in Deadpool, we're moving in a different direction anyways. If anything, they should just recast them, have a different actor playing them because there's different variants of Kang anyway. So you don't necessarily need to cancel the whole character and all the plans of it just because of what Jonathan Majors is getting into. You could just change the character real quick, have it be a variant, and nobody would really care. I just think Kang is too big of a character and he's too integral to the stuff that we set up now for us to just blindly replace them and just have them fall from the fold. You know what I mean? So hopefully we get some recasting. I'm still waiting for them to recast T'Challa. I don't know if they're going to have him his son grow up and just take over the mantle, and that's what we're going to follow. I still think that in Secret Wars, they should have an alternate variant of him come out too and just be a different actor. You don't have to replace what T'Challa did, what Chadwick Boseman did. We just need to keep the character around. He's too great of a character as well, and he had so much of an impact on the kids on the MCU, just Marvel in general. Just throw him away like that in the comics. Like he's just too epic. You know what I mean? So, yeah, we should do that as well. And lastly, man, sorry, I'm just kind of jumping around. This is lastly though. We making it to the end. I have to talk about Avatar: The Last Airbender. Netflix. I was hyping it up. I was really excited about it dropping and it hitting the airwaves and Netflix. It came out February 22nd. I don't know exactly what day that was. I want to say Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. Today's 23rd. So yesterday, I just went and binged the whole thing. I don't know where you are right now, but I'm gonna give it a little spoiler alert. But it's not really a spoiler alert because you've actually already seen it. If you've seen the cartoon that was on Nickelodeon, this really was based off of that. You saw the movie back in the day actually try to be based off that as well, take key events from the actual cartoon, but they did it all wrong. All wrong. This one, I would say it got better, but there is still some gripes that I have with the show. I'm not gonna kill it too bad because I loved it. I love the new adaptation of it. Me personally, all the characters they had in the show sounded like the characters from the cartoon. The portrayals were good. I think they may have gone too young on some characters. I understand them going really young with Aang, but Azula looks really young. Ty Lee and I forgot the other girl's name, Zuko's love interest, she looked kind of different from the cartoon, you know what I mean? Aang, his personality, the way he was talking was hella annoying. I kind of rather they were speaking a different language at this point because though he was kind of annoying, like and talked like his cartoon did in the Nickelodeon cartoon, I just kind of every time his facial expressions and showed him talking, it was like this kid is doing too much, bro. Just make it natural. He was forcing the Aang. He was just doing way too much. Another gripe that I had, probably the biggest of it all, no Toph. Come on, no Toph, bruh. Big mistake. They did the Boomy scene. the when they had the airbender, he knew when he was young, or not, the earthbender, he knew when he was young, the king of the palace, and then he got older, and Aang kind of like had to have him remember who he was, or kind of like make him forgive him for disappearing for so long. That whole fight that they had in the cartoon was so much doper. Dude was so much buffer in the cartoon. There was actually higher stakes. They had Sokka and Katara being covered up with the diamonds or the minerals or whatever, to where the Aang that thought they were going to die, but it was actually rock candy and they weren't really in trouble the whole time. They didn't have that in this one. There was no stakes. Like Katara and Sokka were someplace else completely, and he was just kind of fighting Boomy and just shit went down. But it wasn't as epic as it was in the cartoon. And the way that they show airbenders, uh, what is the place called? The Big Earth Kingdom. I want to say Bossing Say. I think that's what it is. They're supposed to have the dopest earthbenders ever. They're supposed to be hella clean and nobody can like, fuck with them. I get it, the Fire Nation is supposed to be super raw and they're supposed to be fucking everything up in the whole, fucking up the peace between the fire, air, water nation, all that other shit. But I don't know. This made them super OP. I get it. In the first little flashback, they had the power of that comet that made them super powerful and were able to, take out the air temple and take all the airbenders out while Aang was frozen in time or whatever. But shit, man. They're just OP. I mean, I like the realisticness of it. You get hit with a fireball, they're gonna burn your ass. They're gonna burn your chest, burn holes in your chest. They showed some violence, man. They burned some people alive, had some people falling off a high ass like cliffs and dying, of course. Um, it's just really interesting to me. I just think they didn't really take it to the apex that I wanted to see. There's obviously going to be a season two. They drew from a lot of stories from the original season. The Jet story with the renegades that were over there in the Earth Kingdom, just kind of setting off bombs to try to get back at the Fire Nation. They did the guitar player in the tunnels. They did the bounty hunter that was chasing after Aang and caught him. You saw the whole Zuko and the spirit mask go save Aang. That scene was classic. You saw that in the first movie as well. It was a really big scene in the show, so they had to have that in there. I like how they had Appa looking. Appa looked, I mean, it was obviously CGI, but he looked kind of realistic, so I can respect that. Let's see what else. What else? Sokka, man, he looked like a character from Whoville. I don't know where they got him from, or if any of the people from the Water Tribe were real. They looked like that on prosthetics the whole time. It's like, are these real people? Like, they have hella makeup on and make them look like they wearing prosthetics the whole time. But yeah, Sokka sounded just like Sokka, but he's way older than everybody. I didn't understand that. They had the whole Kyoshi Warrior scene. It's just him and Suki. Like the scene was too fast. I don't understand what happened there. It's like 1 second she meets him, she's just upset that she can never meet guys, and then all of a sudden she kisses him and is just obsessed with him. And then the whole next episode, he meets a new princess and doesn't even care about Suki. It's like, bro, we're moving too fast. They're moving too fast. But I just loved it though. I loved the bending. I loved the, way better than the movie. Just the whole aspect of it. I loved Katara's evolution. I didn't see her do the super octopus form when she had all the water on her. She was fighting Zuko. They didn't show that. Um, what else, man? There's a lot. I'm really into this show, man. I'm just interested how they're gonna bring in Toph, because you cannot have Avatar without Toph. And he didn't even learn any of the other bending techniques yet. He didn't learn water. He didn't learn fire. He didn't learn nothing on earth bending. He just knows air bending. And 8 episodes, he didn't learn no other bending style. So that was kind of annoying. Yeah, I didn't like also how he was only able to use the Avatar state as other avatars. That was a little interesting. Maybe he'll learn a little bit more later down the road of how to use his avatar state and how to use to channel it. But all he could really do was go to different places, and whenever there was an idol of an old avatar, he would go into that state, and that person would take over and just go ham for him. So there's a lot of stuff they need to add, a lot of ways they can make it better. But I liked it a lot, man. I liked it a lot. Again, character wise, this basic character similarity is all it takes. Not really all it takes, but just that bare minimum gets me into it. The Avatar movie Didn't even do that, man. Like, I'm just interested to see what's gonna happen, man. Netflix is doing a whole bunch of live actions of anime and kind of like animated shows. So, and I haven't really seen second seasons of a lot of them yet. I know they did One Piece. They're doing the second season of that. I know they did Yakusho. They did a season of that. I think they did do Death Note. They did Bleach, you know what I mean? And Avatar is just one of many. So I don't know how fast they'll put out a second season, but I think season one just like left a lot on the table, left a lot to be wanted. Aang again, he's still in the phase where you don't think he's the shit, man. He's getting beaten by a lot of people. Um yeah, it's a lot. But you need to go watch it. I'm not gonna critique it too harshly. I will get AKA because we are gonna do that tournament still. I do have that tournament. We have the full bracket filled out. I'm not gonna give away who's on the bracket yet, but we are doing 16 villains from 4 different quadrants. We're doing TV shows, movies, cartoons, and anime. Put them all against each other, and we're not necessarily gonna put them up against each other to fight. We're gonna see their impacts in their shows. Who was the best villain? So we're gonna do it that way. And when AKA is on during that, we'll talk a little bit more about the show and some other shows and some other trailers. You know what I'm saying? But now that was just my critique. Me personally, I give it a 7.5 out of 10. The movie, I give it like a 4. So it's a way leaps and bounds above the movie. So I can respect that. I can respect where they're going, and I can definitely respect a little bit of the changes they put to the story too. They didn't directly follow the cartoon. They kept you guessing with some stuff that is going to happen too, because essentially you're watching this show and it's like you've seen everything that's going to happen already. You already know what's going to happen. You know the stakes. So they have to do things, little things in there to try to keep you interested and keep you on your toes. You know what I'm saying? So they did that. They did that. Some of the bending techniques were really cool. I like how the Katara learned the slicing, throwing the disc of the ice from the earthbenders, like little things in the show. It's like, okay, you can see what you're doing, but at the same time, it's like they did try to still stay with the fact that Aang is a kid. A lot of these people are young, and I don't know if they're trying to make it still a kids show or if they're trying to aim it toward the adults that used to watch it back in the day. So we're still trying to figure that out. Again, they're setting people on fire, so I don't necessarily think it was for the kids, but we will see. Uh, but yeah, that's all I got for y'all, man. Short and sweet. I'm telling you, next we'll have guests on the next episode. I promise it won't be me just rambling. Nuggets are winning for me right now. I appreciate y'all. My bets probably didn't hit, but you know where to find your boy at. If you're looking for me on the podcast, or if you're looking for me on socials, SAC_underscore Lydell on the Instagram, Patrick_Lydell on the Snapchat. If you're looking for me podcast wise, Best of Bias, you can find me on TikTok. On YouTube, you can find the Best of Bias podcast by typing that in. AKA has been blessing us over the years, hundreds of videos, about 200 to be exact. So go check that out on there. We have all the episodes. If you're listening to audio and you want to actually watch you rather watch it on YouTube and just kind of chill and watch it with folks, go click play, man. We got that on there. Plenty of episodes. This episode will be up relatively soon. I know it took a little bit to get these videos out sometimes, but AKA is working as hard as he can, man. We working as hard as we can, man. We're looking for team members to expand the team as well, get the system going a little bit faster, a little bit smoother, kind of like lighten up the load for me so we can get a lot more content to y'all, get a lot more stuff going with y'all for y'all as well, man. I do work a regular job in my regular time, so I try to get out here and do as much as I can for the pod on my free time. But yeah, I'm keeping it lit. Check on the Instagram, my Instagram, and the Instagram for the pod. If you're looking for any information about what I'm going to talk about, just topics in general that I see throughout the day, check my stories because I'm putting topics in there all day that you guys might be interested in. Though I may not post as much, I do post clips from what the pods are going to be talking about either last week or the one coming up. But at the same time, I do post things on the story that I'm going to be talking about in the next pod to get y'all interested and just give y'all a little preview of what to expect from the next pod. So, go run that up, leave comments, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let us know what you want to talk about. And if you do want to be on the pod yourself, just let me know. I got a lot of guests I need to reach out to, give scripts for new episodes, people that I want to reach out to and get updates, give you guys updates on what they got going on. Got plenty of guests that I be having on here that you guys love, know and love, and I can see by the likes and the comments and the subscriptions. You know what I'm saying? Keep subscribing, tell your friends about it. It's your boy Lydell Dinero. You know me, you know the fam. Just go ahead and like the pie. You ain't gotta watch every episode, but go ahead and subscribe so you know when they come and hit that bell so you get every time something that I go live sometimes. I'll test it with it a little bit. We may be going live sometime soon here, but elevation is all about, man. 2024 is all about elevation and doing bigger things, better things every year, every 6 months, every couple of months. We try to do something bigger and better for the pod, just elevate. We started in the garage, but now we in here with hella shit behind us. We put a little video up there. Go check that, click play on that and like that thing. Tell your friends about it. But yeah, merch, you know what I got on my head? You know what I got in these drawers? I got plenty of hats, dad hats, bucket hats, beanies. What am I missing? Trucker hats, t-shirts. I'm getting those back in stock. I got one left if y'all looking for a shirt. I got one left. Who's gonna be that lucky person? Shout out to everybody who's been purchasing hats, and all that. More and more and more coming, man. It's just never gonna stop. It's the Best of Bias podcast, aka again. Thank you for bringing this video to everybody. I'm sure everybody's appreciating it as well. Again, hit that like button on your way out. But it is the Best of Bias podcast. Hope you guys have a great weekend, great Saturday. And catch me at the Warriors game on Sunday. You feel me? Cheering for my Nuggets. Go Nugs. You feel me? But hey, till next time, where that theme song at? Thanks, AKA. And thank all y'all for listening. Click and play.
It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to unite us. It's the best of bias. Best of bias. Yeah.